Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and I'm joined by Katie.
Hello.
Hello. Hi Katie. And today we're doing an 800 point battle of Star Wars Legion. Basically Katie's going to be rocking Veers and the new Snowtroopers. I'm going to be rocking the Rebels. So we've already done the, you know what I mean, the command phasey bit. So we've got battle lines, just standard deployment, basically key conditions, and we've got intercept the transmission. It's actually quite similar to the one that we did last time with these three objectives, but last time the objectives were on terrain. I think they could be captured by unit leaders this time. The objectives are just one in the middle, one on each flank basically, and they can only be captured by troopers at turns 2, 4 and 6. You get 1 point at 2, 1 point at turn 4, and then at the end of the game at turn 6 you get 2 points. So the goal is obviously to claim them on those turns, and you claim them basically using your rebel troopers, using your troopers and being within range 1. We've both gone with standing orders because there's not really much to it, and we'll show you the deployment patches clippy coring in the background, which you can't necessarily see. So from Katie's right, my left, we've got a unit of Snowtroopers there. Now do forgive me that they are completely unpainted. The weather in the UK is quite hot and I don't want to spray the models at this point, but we've got a unit of Snowtroopers there. The ATST right there, the big one, that is decked out with everything. The Snowtroopers are decked out with the Flame Trooper and I think an extra trooper, some grenades. The white ones there in the middle there, a unit of Stormtroopers with the HH-12. Right in the middle there, without arms, again is Veers. He's not got arms because they keep falling off and I don't want to glue them in place just yet. Next to him, another unit of Snowtroopers with Flame Troopers, and as we continue to go right, we've got over here a unit of naked speeder bikes, and on the flank another unit of HH-12 rocket launchers basically. And you can sort of see why, because over here on my right I've gone with the airspeeder, the T-47, a unit of Z6, I almost call them Stormtroopers, Rebel Troopers, Luke Skywalker here, who's also got no arms because I've not quite got round to him. Another unit of Z6 Troopers, another unit of Z6 Troopers. They've got either like an extra, they've got impact grenades or concussion grenades, but they also have targeting scopes because they're throwing a lot of dice. I thought it makes sense. Right in the middle of the board here, I've got the AT-RT. He's rocking the rotary blaster, which is the one with the 5 black dice. I really enjoy that one. And then over here on the flank, I've got my Ion Troopers. Rebel Troopers with the Ion Cannon, I think it's what's it called, the MPL-57 Ion Trooper. Obviously he's designed to just sort of try and shut down the ATST. So this is the board from the left to right, homemade building, something from one of the buildings from Imperial Terrain, a couple of hills, the objective in the middle, that rock spirey thing. Hill over here, sort of, I put Luke Skywalker sort of near a Tatooine style building that's sort of reminiscent of his homestead. Vaporator over there. And that's it, I think we're ready to start the game, I think. Any initial thoughts?
Plan on winning this time.
You plan on winning this time? I was going to say why break the habit of a lifetime, but we'll see. But yeah, I think, as I said, I've given my initial token here to the Airspeeder. His plan is to basically try and whittle down those Stormtroopers over there with the rocket launcher, just so they don't do as much damage to me. And Kate is giving it to the speeder bikes, and we'll see what their plan is. Excuse the mess in the background. We are sort of packing to move house and stuff like that, so the background's a bit messy, but we're not in the kitchen this time. So yeah, but what we'll do is we'll do half of the turn pretty much, and then we'll come back and I'll try and show a little bit more dice rolls in this one. That's what some people wanted. They wanted a few more dice rolls, so I will try and show that. So Kate is just moving her ATST here on the left. We will do a recap at the end, like halfway through the turn, to show you everything, but Kate has just moved the ATST a little bit forward and she's shooting at this unit of Rebel Troopers. Now she's only using 2 weapons here because of awkward ranges, but she's got quite a lot of dice, and yeah, I'm ready for her to roll, but she's not looking. And I can't actually see what they are.
That's blank.
That's blank. What is that? It's 5 hits so far?
It's just
5 hits.
Yeah.
So the cover negated 2. I get 3 dice of white dice. Oh, 3 blanks. 3 of these guys dead, and a suppression token. So we've about halfway through the turn now, turn 1. The first unit that moved was my Airspeeder here from the flank. I moved up, it was literally the first thing I did, and I shot at the H-12 rockety trooper, killed 2 people there. Yeah, I just wanted to sort of not get shot by them, so that was the first thing that I did. Then Veers just moved up from the middle there behind the barricade, giving a name token to the 2 infantry units there. And then here I moved my AT-RT from like the middle of the board, just behind that rock, and then behind the rock was so that Katie couldn't see me with the rocket troopers there. And then because they couldn't really see me, they then just popped up onto the hill. They already had a name token, but they moved and moved. And then over here, my rebel troopers, they were just lingering here. They just moved up. They took a standby, sort of in the hope that those speeder bikes would come within range, but they never did. Then the ATST, which we did show you hopefully, just moved forward, munched through some of my rebel troopers here. And then Luke was behind the building. I was like, I want to get Luke in this fight, so I jumped over the building, moved forward close to the objective, and just was lingering there. But then Katie's speeder bikes moved forward with the compulsory move, aimed and shot at Luke, causing 3 wounds. Now you may notice Luke Skywalker only has 6 wounds, so he's pretty much half dead. So not necessarily a great start to the turn. She's still got some units left. Obviously I have. We'll come back at the end of turn 1 and we'll see where we are there. We are at the end of turn 1. This is how the board looks as a whole, including the beautiful dice that are on the table as we swing to the right. No unit is completely out of it at the moment, but the first one was my Iron Troopers here. They got rid of their suppression, just luckily on the dice they rallied. Shot at the ATST, which caused 2 wounds and an ion token, which will impact it next turn. And then Katie's turn over here was with the H-12 troopers. They shot at my Airspeeder, causing 1 solitary wound. Then these little troopers here just moved up to these crates, took a pot shot at the Airspeeders, taking a wound off them. And then what happened, Katie? Number 4 is your troopers over there. They were over there in the corner and they moved forward behind this barrier. I don't think they could shoot my troopers, so they just did a double move. And then my troopers were here, like right in the middle here. They just moved, because I'm a little bit worried about like moving into the open there. They just moved slightly to the right, took another pot shot at the speeder bikes, causing another wound. 1 more wound will get rid of 1 of them. And then Katie's Snowtroopers, they just double moved up. They're not really worried about anybody here. They didn't have range towards any unit because it's needed range 3. And that was pretty much the end of turn 1. So over here on the left, my left, we've got the Snowtroopers and the ATST right next to each other. The ATST going to probably finish this unit off next turn. Probably easily Katie's objective right now. In the middle, Katie's got 2 units very much looking to take that objective. Again, probably Katie's. And then on this side, I would say it was me, but the fact that Luke's on 3 wounds, bit of an issue. So we'll see how that goes. How are you thinking it's going so far, Katie?
I'm feeling reasonably confident this time.
Feeling reasonably confident. Hopefully people can hear you because I've got a mic on you, so it should be good. And yeah, we'll do the command pits and stuff like that, and we'll come back for the start of turn 2. Katie's gonna go get a drink. We are just about starting turn 2. I've played Son of Skywalker and Katie's played Assault. She's given her tokens to the ATST, those unit of troopers, and the speeder bikes. I had Luke. I gave my token to Luke, Son of Skywalker. He's double moved into the speeder bikes, so I get my free attack. We'll see how many dice, how many hits that I get. It's quite a lot there. I've got 2 crits, 2 hits and a surge, and he does get an offensive surge to a crit. So Katie needs to roll 5 dice right now, 5 white dice.
1, 2, 2.
Katie, there's 6 dice there. Can you come on? Roll them, please. That's all blanks.
I'm dead then.
Considering you had 3 wounds on one guy and 1 wound on the other, you only needed 4.
2 wounds.
Sorry, I meant you had 3 wounds left and 1 wound on the other. Yep, completely wiped off the board. And technically I get another free attack, so I'm actually going to go shooting at Veers probably. But we'll come back halfway through turn 2. We are halfway through turn 2 at this point. As you saw, Luke Skywalker jumped forward. He didn't jump, he just walked, but ran forward, annihilated the speeder bikes. Then with his additional shot, he took a pot shot at these Snowtroopers with just his normal blaster pistol, causing 2 wounds, I think, maybe. They then literally just double moved forward just to try and hold this objective, which they are doing. And then what I did here with my troopers, they readied the Ion Trooper guy and then shot at the ATST, causing 1 wound and a secondary Ion token. That meant that he had 2 Ion tokens. He then activated. Obviously he's down to 0 actions because he's got 2 Ion tokens, so the Ion tokens are now gone, but he's free next turn to do as he likes. And then these troopers over here, they just came out from behind this cover here just to get that objective token there. As we're coming to the end of turn 2, the objective tokens are worth 1 victory point each. The Snowtroopers did pretty much the same thing. They aimed, moved forward, and then shot at this guy, causing 1 wound and a suppression token, of course. This trooper unit here, they popped out from behind the crates over there just to move to the... I wanted to try and take a pot shot, but I don't think I was in... I did a double movement, so it didn't really make sense. Veers all the way over here. He took a shot, he aimed and shot at Luke, causing a wound and causing a suppression token, of course. And that's the end of... Not the end of the turn, but that's the end of the update, basically. So on the left... Katie's, both her units have gone, so's mine. The only units left to go are the Stormtroopers on the hill, my AT-RT, this unit of troopers here, and Katie's H-12 troopers over there, and my Airspeeder. So it's going to be a case of, if Katie goes first, she'll ready and probably shoot the H-12 at the Airspeeder, and if I go first, I'll try and annihilate them. So we'll see, we'll come back. If anything interesting happens in terms of the dice roll, obviously I'll come back live, but I don't think it's really is happening right now, but we'll see. So I just randomly selected my Airspeeder. He's done his compulsory move, aimed and shot at the H-12, causing 5 hits. And this is Katie's defense dice. She's got, how many there? Is it all of them? 1, 2, 3. Oh, and a defensive surge, Do they have a defensive surge?
No, it's an attacking surge.
So only 1 wound from that. Ooh,
that's lucky.
So only 1 of them dead. That's going to leave 3. Oh, I'm bitter about that, but that's not much can be done, I guess. So I think I sort of showed this. The Airspeeder moved forward, shot at the Imperials there, killing 1. They then rallied though. So they then readied the H-12, but because the H-12 is range 2 to 4, couldn't shoot at that with that. Just used the 3 normal guns, didn't really do anything in return. And then my rebel troopers that were here pretty much in the middle of the board, they moved up behind that rock there. And then Katie over there on the hill, she shot at them, killing 2 of them. And then this is where we're up to right now. The AT-RT that moved from behind here straight up near these and is taking a pot shot at these Snowtroopers, causing 3 hits so far. And then Katie is rolling her defense dice. It's 2 blocks right now and a cock dice, so reroll that one. So what's she gonna get? 3 blocks, so all of them survive. Can you believe it? But that's the end of turn 2. The Imperials claim that objective, so that's 1 victory point. The Imperials claim this objective, so that's another 1. And I claim that one, so it's 2-1 to the Imperials right now, but it's all to play for going into turn 3. Going into turn 3 now, and we both play ambush. Now, it is my turn counter round basically at this point, but we did the dice off and Katie basically seized the initiative. She allocated it to General Veers. General Veers has taken a shot at Luke Skywalker, rolling a crit and 2 hits, but she negates cover 1. So he basically needs 2 die. He has 2 dice, and if I don't roll at least 1 block, Luke will die. But he rolls 1 block. Luke is on 1 wound. So that's the start of turn 3. We'll see how it goes now. I think Luke is going to be on a bit of a revenge trip. I'm thinking maybe he'll jump into the Snowtroopers, or maybe he might even consider jumping into General Veers himself. As you saw, Veers took a shot at Luke. Luke survived with just 1 wound left, but then Luke was mad. He jumped over the barricade, jumped into the Snowtroopers, killing 2 of them mercilessly. And then after that, the ATST, no longer iron tokened, simply moved forward into range 2 of the Rebel troopers and annihilated them with ease. But in retaliation here, my troopers that were here just took an aim at the ATST itself, causing 2 wounds. Quite pleased with that. Fishing for crits with the Z6, sort of semi-effective. And then in the corner, Katie with no really good option with the Stormtroopers here, just moved up behind this cover, took a shot at the airspeeder and didn't really do anything. Then my troopers that were on this objective moved up to behind these barricades, took a shot at those same troopers, causing 1 wound, so they're down to 2. And that's halfway through turn number 3. So still to go, we've got my airspeeder here on the right, this unit of Rebel troopers and my AT-RT. Katie still has the unit that's in combat with Luke, the Stormtroopers on the edge, and then in the far left over here, this Snowtroopers. They'll probably just sit on that objective all game. Probably not really going to get contested. The main one here that's going to get contested will be this objective here in the middle. Hopefully I'll be able to claim it at least at turn 6. Katie's hoping she'll hold it for the rest of the game, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, you are. So we'll see how that goes. This is halfway through turn 3. We'll be back at the end of the turn. So literally the first thing that Katie did, she shot her H-12 trooper into my AT-RT with the rocket launcher, of course, causing essentially 4 crits. I rolled 4 blanks, and I've just rolled the blank resilience value, which I'm fairly sure is the one where I can't move, or I can move but it takes 2 actions and you can't perform a reverse. Not ideal, but not so bad. On Katie's next activation, she's activated these Snowtroopers against Luke Skywalker. They're both unprimed, unpainted, everything, and she has caused 2 hits straight off the bat. He only needs 1 wound and he's dead, so if I don't get 2 blocks, Luke Skywalker will have been taken out by 2 lowly Snowtroopers. Oh, I got 1 block and the other one completely missed over there, so pretty bad. He's dead. Half of this turn is done. As you already saw, the H-12 trooper unit there shot the AT-RT, causing 4 wounds, causing it to be, I say disabled, it's the one where it can't move very easily. And then in retaliation, I did absolutely nothing with my Rebel troopers here on the right. They literally just moved up, took a dodge token, not really anything interesting. And then as we saw, the Snowtroopers killing Luke. Very disappointing for Luke. I'm sure he's devastated, but he is dead, so he's probably not too bothered. The airspeeder continuing to move up, finally killing the troopers over there, which now lets the airspeeder get back into the fray and see what happens. Number 5, these troopers, Snowtroopers, just moved into cover. They're literally just going to have that objective pretty much for the rest of the game. And then the last thing that happened in the turn, in retaliation, seeing his fallen leader, General Luke Skywalker, he's not even sure generally he's a Jedi, so seeing him perish, he just shot at the Snowtroopers and barely killing them. Katie's defense roll, almost keeping them alive. But that is the end of turn 3. And turn 4, obviously we're going to get some objectives, some victory tokens. Katie's pretty much going to have that one for sure for the rest of the game. I'm not really going to do anything there. The ATST is down to, it's got 5 wounds taken, so it's got 6 left. But obviously it's going to try and dominate the centre of the board going forward. The Stormtroopers on the hill, them and Veers are the only thing that Katie can claim this middle objective with, so it's going to be interesting. I still have 3 units left, but there's nothing on this flank right now, so obviously I'm going to try and, if I can disable Veers and those Stormtroopers, I can possibly try and cling on to maybe 2 of the objectives at the end of turn 6, maybe swing this back to my favour, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Are you feeling confident or not confident?
I'm still feeling reasonably confident.
Still feeling reasonably confident is Katie, so we'll see going into turn 4. So Katie's H12 Trooper has basically just caused 3 hits onto my AT-RT. He only has 2 wounds left, so I need at least 2 blocks basically. And I've just completely blanked out, and the AT-RT is dead. Bad times. How do you feel about that?
Feeling pretty confident again.
Feeling pretty confident again. Turn 4 has been quite a bloody turn, but we have not that many units, so we're going to just do the whole thing. This is how the table is looking right now. Katie's hand over there is pointing to General Veers. He activated, shot at the AT-RT, didn't do anything at that point, and you might be thinking, oh well, the AT-RT is dead. Of course, because I think we saw that. He then used, I should have said right at the very start, he used maximum firepower to go first. I wanted to go first and tried to push. Did not succeed. Anyway, his attack on the card caused 1 wound onto the airspeeder. After that, the second unit to move was my AT-RT. I took a shot at the Stormtroopers on this hill over here, just causing the 1 wound. They, in return, readied, killed the AT-RT, as I think we've seen. And then number 4, the one after that, was my airspeeder, which, as you may remember, was here. And Katie was thinking he was going to go after Veers, who's behind that little hill over there. But I said, no, I'm going to go a little bit more dramatic than that. What I'm actually going to do is I did the compulsory move, then I moved, then I moved. And the goal here, obviously, is to try and flank through this gap and maybe get into the rear of the AT-ST. Not too worried about this unit of Snowtroopers because they have the flame thrower, so they may have impact grenades. That could be a bit of an issue. Katie will have to let me know depending on what number it is. So that's what the airspeeder did. Then the AT-ST, did what the AT-ST does and just munched through some troopers. Not using Veers at this point, or General Vice at this point. Killing 3 troopers did cause a suppression, but I did manage to rally, so I did have 2 moves left with that solitary unit leader. And that actually claims me that objective. So Katie obviously has this objective, and I have that objective. I have my 2 units of troopers over here. Didn't really do anything. One of them just made sure they got in the range of the objective and took dodges, so nothing really interesting. But that's mine. This is mine. That's Katie's. Sort of sounded like I was on Red Dwarf there. So the score right now is a draw, I think. We're on 4-all, I believe. Something like that. Is that the case?
No,
not
3-all.
4. 3-all. I've got 2 this time. Yeah, 3-all. So yeah, going into turn 5 and 6, you can imagine everything is all to play for. This objective is Katie's. That objective is mine. What is going to happen with the middle one? Well, that solitary guy is going to die. Katie will have Veers and the Snowtroopers. They will have a chance of claiming this objective, but whether or not Veers will come out until turn 6, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, I've got 2 troopers there. Obviously one of them is going to move forward and try and take this objective, but with that AT-ST, it's going to be a bit of a problem. So we'll see how it goes. There's not that many units left, so we'll probably come back at the end of turn 5. Are you still feeling confident?
I'm still feeling reasonably confident.
Still feeling reasonably confident. I can't say I am, so we'll see how it goes. At the start of turn 5, Katie's Stormtroopers here, well, she actually took Imperial Discipline, which basically lets them recover for free. I took Standing Orders because I don't have much else. So Veers gave orders to Veers, the Stormtroopers and the AT-ST. They then recovered. Then all of them shot at the solitary guy, killing him. And then it was my turn, and you may remember my airspeeder was here, did a compulsory move, then he jumped over this barricade and has shot them with all 6 dice. All 6 dice being either hits or crits, but cover doesn't matter. So now we're on Katie's defense dice indeed. I mean, they could all technically die, but I think that's 3 blocks, 2 blanks and a defensive surge. Do you have a defensive surge?
I don't know.
I don't...
No.
No. So that's 3 dead of the Snowtroopers. They do have impact grenades, so it's quite likely here that the airspeeder itself will take a beating. If somehow miraculously I can kill 3 next turn, this objective might not be contested. So we still got a lot to play for in turn 5, and we'll see what happens. Turn 5 is over. As we may have seen, I can't remember what I filmed or what I've not filmed, the Stormtroopers shot and killed the lonely trooper in the middle there. That was straight away. The airspeeder jumped forward, killed 3 of them. They shot back with some grenades, causing 1 wound. He's now on 3 wounds. Then my rebel troopers here, they were near this objective, but they now want to contest this middle objective. They conga lined behind this rock so that the ATST could not see them. Obviously that left itself for Veers. Veers, who could see them, managed to cause 1 wound onto them. And then my troopers were like, whoa, Veers, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Shot at Veers, aimed and shot at Veers, causing 3 wounds, which pretty happy with. He's only got 2 left. And then the ATST shot and fired at my mind in the cover over here, causing 1 wound. So it all comes down to this last turn. Katie, unless I manage to kill 3 of them again, and what I'm probably going to do is jump forward with my compulsory move, pivot, which I don't think takes the full turn, but it might do. If it does, then I'm pretty much buggered because I only have 4 black dice, but we'll see what happens. So I think Kate's probably pretty safe there. Then Katie's going to move both of these guys, the Stormtroopers and Veers, to get to this middle objective too. That'll be like 2 to 1 probably. If she really wanted, she could possibly move Veers to try and contest that one, but that seems a little bit crazy, but we'll see what she does. Obviously I'm going to try and contest this middle one here with this unit of rebel troopers. It all comes down to this. They are worth 2 points, so and we are tied, so if we both have 1 each, that's a draw. If we both have 0, that'd be a draw, but any slight advantage here, 1 to 0, 2 to 0, whatever it is, 2 to 1, will result in a victory. Still feeling confident.
Reasonably confident. I'd be happy with the draw. So.
Happy with the draw, so we'll see how it goes. We're into turn 6 now. And the first thing that happened, well, first of all, Katie had push left and I had assault, so Katie went first. She basically could pick what she wanted to do, so she went with the Snowtroopers first. They threw the grenades at the airspeeder, causing, I think, 2 wounds, which did hit its resilience value, and it did become, I think, is it disabled? The one where it can't move very well. However, it doesn't stop compulsory moves, and it still allows you to pivot. So I compulsory moved over, pivoted and shot. Katie, the cover, she took a dodge as well, so basically nothing was doing, and then out of 3 dice she rolled 2 blocks. Then she moved up those Stormtroopers, just a double move to get to that objective. Makes sense. And then the key moment here that I think is pretty much where the game is, because these rebel troopers behind this cover who are holding this objective are going to try and shoot and kill Veers. Now this will give us a suppression token on Veers, and whether or not he rallies, that will be a problem. But if Veers dies, then the ATST will have to try and kill this unit of rebel troopers first, probably try and get a shot off on it, try and cause them a suppression token so that they themselves can't get to that objective. That would give Katie the win, but pretty much all comes down to this. I've got my Z6 trooper and my normal guys in that unit. I am taking an aim, so you know, I've got a decent, I can at least re-roll 2 of these dice. We've got a few hits and a few crits right now, well, just the 1 crit. I don't think I have an offensive surge, so that doesn't matter. Those 2 hits we will keep those of. Oh well, it's 4. Oh, there's quite a lot of hits, can't lie. But the surge doesn't matter. I get to re-roll 2, so I will just re-roll the black ones. Always worth re-rolling the ones that I've got the better odds, basically, the better dice. 2 more hits. This is quite a lot of dice. So Katie, 2 of them, she gets negated by cover for 2 of them.
Nice.
She doesn't have a dodge or anything, so at the minute it's 6 dice she needs. 6 red dice?
Yeah.
6 red dice, so just bear with us a second while we get the 6 red dice. Now she needs here to save 5 of these, I think, to avoid death. So I don't fancy her chances, because 2 wounds will kill him.
Or,
so
I'll be like, scared.
Yeah, no, you'll die. It'll be fine, it should be fine. This is where Kate spends forever rolling them. She has missed 2 at least, so he is dead. I don't know if she had a defensive surge. No. It isn't going to matter. Those are basically 2 wounds onto Veers. Veers dies, So Katie's next activation has to be the ATST. Now, if this was me, I would personally move forward and try and put a suppression token on this unit, because the ATST is not going to do anything else to that. Now, you could try and kill those units, but I feel like that would be... It's possible. If you move forward...
Yeah, but they move that way.
If you did kill them one way or the other, yeah, but you would still win the game then, though, because you'd have 2 objectives. So you need to at least kill... You either need to wipe out this unit, which if you move forward and you're in range 2...
Can I use all 4 things on them, though?
If you move forward and you're in range 2, you could actually only use 3 weapons, because one of them is beyond range 4. But...
No, I mean if I don't move.
No, if you don't move, no, because you can't, you're at range 3. You would have to move forward and shoot them. So we'll see what Katie's going to do, and I'll come back. So Katie has decided that she has moved forward and she will attack this unit. Basically, either she kills them all, or the suppression means that I can't get to the objective. If that's the case, Katie will win. Now, these are all the dice that Katie is going to be throwing. Please do so. Yeah, so death or basically suppression here could very much win Katie the game. There is no re-rolls here though.
That's not very good.
Do you have an offensive surge on the ATST?
No, defensive.
It's a defensive surge, so those are gone. Take everything away, that's a defensive surge. Just a crit and for... Oh, so they're not all going to die. They're not all going to die. No matter what here, it's all going to come down to the suppression token. So, we'll see how many are alive though, just out of interest. Do I have a defensive surge? I do, so that's actually 3 of them dead. So we'll take that guy and this guy. And then it all comes down to this. They are currently suppressed. If I roll a block or a surge, this game is a draw pretty much, because I'm fairly sure I'll be in range, because I can double move. If it is a blank, then Katie will win. Ooh. How tense are you right now?
Very tense.
Very tense.
I'm not very lucky with dice rolling, as you saw.
Yeah. How would you be feeling? How would you be feeling if this was like a serious tournament?
I'd probably keel over and die right now.
Probably keel over and die right at this moment. So I need a defense or a surge, or this game is over. It is a surge.
No!
A surge. That does get rid of the suppression. And I'll show you that this is the sensible manoeuvre there. That had a 1 in 3 chance there. I've sort of already measured this, but it's very awkward to do while I'm filming this as well. But you can imagine I can get there. And then all I need to do is to get within range 1. I'm fairly sure this is in range 1. If it's not, then the whole thing has fallen. But yeah, I've just not that, but pretty much exactly that. As you can see, pretty much contested with my 1 solitary guy. This unit is mine, though this objective is mine. This objective is contested by the Stormtroopers, and the 2 rebel guys, because I actually had 2 guys, so forget you, Katie. And over there, the Snowtroopers have managed to hold on to that for quite a while. So left-handed handshake we will do. Congratulations, it was a good game, a draw there. What score's that? 5. That was 5-all we had there. Yes, 5-all in the terms of victory.
Oh, I thought you meant overall, out of every game we've played.
No, I did not. We're not really keeping track of that. So, interesting game. I'm not really sure sort of what else I could have done. Maybe I could have concentrated on killing this ATST. Instead, I just sort of let it run amok at the end. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it went, though, sort of. I know it's a bit weird to say. I could have tried a little bit more tricky, maybe with the ATST early on. All that it really did was go kill 1 unit of Stormtroopers, move all the way over there, and then not really do anything. And for the point cost that is, which is 175 without upgrades, that's quite a lot. Now, the Snowtroopers, which we have that are completely unpainted at the minute, they didn't really do anything, but I'm not really sure this game or this table really was suitable for them, because the flamethrower is why we took them, and they never really got into range 1 with anybody that was in cover. Now, the only way Katie could have possibly have done that would have been to have had them maybe on this side of the board, you know, because obviously they're in cover right now. Imagine if they were Snowtroopers, or there was 2 units of Snowtroopers over there, maybe they could have walked over to them and minced them a little bit, but that was not to be. Luke was an interesting choice in this game, like the way I used him. He got too many wounds a bit too early, but you can sort of see like he killed the speeder bikes, then he munched through basically some Snowtroopers, although they got a retaliation hit at the end and did take him out, which I'm sure Vader somewhere will be very confused about that. But that's pretty much the game. Any thoughts from yourself?
I'm happy that it was a draw. I'm not entirely sure what I could have done that was different. Don't really feel like I've used Veers very well.
Veers is a little bit interesting though, because he's not very strong. His shooting is a bit rubbish, and his he's a bit weak. He's only got 5 wounds. Literally, my 2 units of rebel troopers shot into him twice and killed him, and that was in cover. So keeping Veers alive is a little bit tricky, but it does let you field that beautiful ATST though, which surely you do like the ATST.
Oh, I like the ATST. That's very good.
I don't mean to be rude.
I feel like it's a lot better than the airspeeder.
Yeah, it's quite easy to play, whereas the airspeeder I find is a little bit difficult to properly get anything done with. Whereas the ATST, you just plonk it on the flank, dominate the flank, dominate the middle, and I caused 5 wounds on it, and I'm sure with a bit more focus I could have possibly got it down. But I did really like the Ion Trooper actually for the Rebels. I thought maybe Ion was a bit weak for the cost, but if you know you're going to be against an ATST, actually makes a lot of sense, I think. But that's the game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully we've not rambled on a little bit too much, because a bit awkward filming a little bit in some places. I wanted to show more dice rolls, but sometimes showing the dice roll means that we have to, when we do the recap, you've already seen what we're doing, so it's a bit awkward to film in that sense. Some of the terrain isn't ready, obviously some of the models aren't ready. The Snowtroopers, of course, not quite ready, but we do have the models. And Veers, he, wherever I can find him, he has no arms, and neither did Luke. So that's the thing that I'll probably concentrate on before the next game, is getting everything painted. And we'll have a beautiful well, not a beautiful table, an okay table and some okay models. And we'll return.
Hopefully I'll win this time.
Would you be happy going to a tournament at this point?
No.
No. Well, we'll see, because we are going to one in June, so we'll see how that goes. But thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. What should they do, Katie?
Please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And tell Jason he's batting above his weight.
We're not doing that in every video, for God's sake. Goodbye, everybody.